So if behavior comes from the heart and from these deep desires that are down inside of us, how exactly do we change that? How do you work with these desires? Well, the key is desires were meant to be filled within our relationship with God. If you think back to Adam and Eve, for instance, they were naked and unashamed. They walked in the garden. They walked and talked there with God. They had a relationship with God where they felt no shame, where they were full. They were filled with acceptance. They were filled with love. They were filled with approval. So they didn't experience needs for those things because they were filled in relationship with God. Now, in the fall, that connection with God, that life connection, was lost. So what we need to do to get behavior that's like heaven is to fill that hole down inside of us that was lost in the fall. And there's a number of ways you can do that, but one of my favorites is learning how to pray your desire. And the foundations of this are in a passage in James. James says, "What causes wars and fightings among you? It's your desires that are at war in your members. You covet and can't obtain, so you fight and wage war." And James gives a very interesting answer. He says, "You have not because you ask not." And we've tended to interpret that passage as, I want to find my life partner, and I need to ask to get that. I want financial security, so I need to ask God for that. I want something, and I need to ask God. But I don't believe that's what the passage is saying. The passage is about desire. And what James is saying is you don't have your desire, the deep need for significance or love or belonging. You don't have that because you don't ask me to fill it. And the next verse talks about why you pray and you don't receive. It's because you ask and don't receive because you want to spend it on your passions. The word in Greek is hedone. Again, forgive my Greek pronunciation, but it's the word that hedonism comes from. So basically, you don't ask for Jesus to touch your desire. You ask for a thing in this world that you think will give you your desire, and you ask Jesus to give it to you. So in effect, what we have a tendency to do is instead of asking Jesus to fill us, we ask him to give us an idol. "Oh, Jesus, if you would just give me the partner that you have for me, if you would just give me the man or woman that I'm supposed to be married to, then I'd be happy." Or, "Jesus, if you would just give me financial security, if you would give me enough so that my needs are met, then, I can live for you." And what we're saying is, "Oh, Jesus, if you would just give me this idol that would fill the hole in my heart, then I wouldn't need you." And that's a prayer that Jesus doesn't answer very often. God is not in the business of giving us our idols. And so a lot of our prayers don't get answered because we're asking for the wrong thing. So praying your desire is learning how to ask directly for that need in you to be filled within your relationship with God without a thing in this world substituting for God filling it himself. So in the next video, I'm going to tell you how to do that.